2, 1.
The blue wave is reforming as a tsunami of leftist tears as Democrats fall behind in key midterm election races. President Trump's approval rating hits an all-time high, and Republicans get the highest score on the economy ever. Meanwhile, former community organizer Barack Obama reappears on the campaign trail to remind us all what an absolutely insufferable, narcissistic, hypocritical empty suit he is, all of which has the Democrats running safe and weak as the elections approach. We will examine the difference between running to win and running not to lose. Finally, why the left always seems to get Christianity wrong. I'm Michael Knowles, and this is The Michael Knowles Show. I can't wait to get to that at the end. John Fugelsang has inspired me to take on why the left always gets Christianity so wrong, or why it willfully misrepresents it. We got a lot of good news coming out on the midterm front. It is getting real, folks. Silly season is over. The elections are 2 weeks away, and things are really heating up. You've got to see the side-by-side of our dueling presidents, President Trump and former community organizer Obama. But first, we got to make a little money, honey. Let's talk about Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, cryptos, all commission-free. It's simple and intuitive, clear design with data presented in an easy-to-digest way. This is really useful. You need to download it now. There is no commission fee. Other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade. Robinhood does not charge commission fees. You can trade stocks and keep all of the profits. It really sets Robinhood apart. I know you got to be smart with your money. That's a great way to do it. It's got really easy to use charts, market data. You can place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. I get anything that takes 5 taps or more, I'm not going to do. I just don't have the patience. Just 4 taps, and you can learn by doing. You can learn how to invest and build your portfolio. Robinhood right now is giving listeners a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help build your portfolio. Imagine if you got a free stock, some free shares of Apple like 30 years ago. You'd be a zillionaire now. You could do whatever you imagine that. You can get all of that to help build your portfolio. Sign up at knowles.robinhood.com, Knowles, just like Beyonce, .robinhood.com. Check it out. Okay, great news for the GOP. I'm waiting for a piano to fall out of the sky. I can't really fathom how much good news Republicans are getting as the midterms approach. Right now, President Trump's approval rating has hit an all-time high. That's 47%. And it's 47% according to NBC Wall Street Journal polls. You know, we've seen other polls that put him on daily presidential tracking polls from more right-leaning firms that say that he's doing even better. But 47% from NBC Wall Street Journal is good. Crucially, it's better than Barack Obama's at this point in his presidency. He's tracking a lot better than Barack Obama. Now, this shouldn't make Republicans and conservatives too excited, because if Barack Obama was trending 46, 47 at this time during the second year of his presidency, don't forget, he got absolutely clobbered in the midterms. He got destroyed in the midterms. That's the historical precedent. But right now, the GOP has more going for them than just Donald Trump's popularity. It's helpful because a lot of our local races now are just referenda on national figures. But also, the GOP has the highest economic approval ratings ever recorded. The GOP has a 15-point margin on Democrats right now. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's 40-something, I think it's 48-23 or something like that in terms of where voters place their trust for handling the economy. Republicans way outperforming them. You can tell that there's a feeling of exuberance on the right. There still is. It hasn't gone away yet. So people are running hard. The right is hard charging. The right seems to be running these elections to win. I don't think the left is running these elections to win. I actually think they're just trying to keep to their historical advantage and try to rely on that and be dependent. It isn't working for them. Just take a look at our 2 dueling presidents. President Trump hit the campaign trail out with Ted Cruz. You know, he had been a little harsh to Ted Cruz during the primary elections, called him Lion Ted, said some mean things about him. So a reporter asks him about this. Here's how Donald Trump handles it.
Lion Ted. To me, he's not Lion Ted anymore.
What is he now?
Beautiful Ted.
Beautiful
Texas,
Ted.
I call him Texas Ted. Ted Cruz and I had a very, very nasty and tough campaign. It was a very competitive, it was a very tough campaign. Once it ended and we got together, and by the way, very late into the campaign we lasted. People were shocked. I said, don't worry, it's only a question of time. And then ultimately what happened, we fought it out. The outcome was obvious. And we have worked together very closely. I like him a lot. I actually like him a lot. And he's a very smart guy. He loves the people of Texas, which I do.
Look at that turnaround. Is he still lying, Ted? No, he's beautiful, Ted. What? Yeah, I call him Texas Ted. I thought you called him beautiful Ted. Yeah, I don't know what I call him. I like him. The point is, he used to be bad and now he's good. I also love Beautiful Ted, because Donald Trump is very good at these nicknames. And Beautiful Ted, one, it's not an answer to Lying Ted. So I guess he could still be a liar, right? Now he's Honest Ted. No. He's saying he's Beautiful Ted also because Ted Cruz has many wonderful attributes. I love Cruz. I did a commercial for Cruz. I voted for Cruz. He's not, Fabio. He's not like going to ride in on the cover of a romance novel on a white stallion or something like that. So I just love the image. Oh, he's beautiful, Ted. But what Donald Trump is doing here is pretty illustrative, because we talk about the politics of personal destruction. These are the politics, usually taken up by Democrats, but we've seen it from Republicans too. It's when things are really personal and nasty and brutal. This is something people are misunderstanding about Trump. Trump gets nasty, he's boorish, he's brutal, he's savage in his attacks, but it's actually not the politics of personal destruction. If it were the politics of personal destruction, he would take it more seriously. But he doesn't take it that seriously. He says he's a liar. Cruz is a liar. He holds up his Bible and he lies. And then now Cruz is fine. He's come around and he says, yeah, look, it was a tough campaign. What do you want me to say? During tough campaigns, I say tough things, and now he's good. I like him. Vote for him. It's very clear. He's saying it's just about politics. It's just politics. Don't worry. This is not what you're getting from Barack Obama. It's not what you're getting from any other politicians, really. These guys take it personally. They stick with it. Barack Obama has hit the campaign trail again to remind us all how extraordinarily annoying he is. He's theoretically stumping for Nevada senatorial candidate Jackie Rosen. He's really just stumping for himself. Here's a quick clip in case you missed it, which you did.
First of all, I want you guys to give it up. You guys go ahead and take a seat. I got a lot to say. First of all, I have to say that I miss you too. I do. I'm not alone in saying I enjoy coming to Las Vegas. I was backstage. Fortunately, there were no cameras going when I was jamming. I'm here, I can remember in my lifetime, and that includes when I was on the ballot. When I walked into office 10 years ago, I do think it's interesting. I just hope people kind of notice. Folks like me, by the time I left office, and that's what I handed off to the next guy.
Now I'd like to bring up George Harrison. All through the night, I'm me mine, I'm me mine, I'm me mine. Even those tears. I'm me mine, I'm me mine, I'm me mine. I'm me mine, I'm me. He just does. This clip goes on for 2.5 minutes. I played you like 20 seconds of it. It's all about me, and you just, oh, good grief, get over yourself. It reminds me that he's more narcissistic than Donald Trump. And the thing about Barack Obama is he was a BS artist par excellence, but he would always keep that serious face. And I think people really don't like that. Donald Trump is also a BSer, from New York. But he's honest about it. He says, oh, yeah, I called him a liar. Yeah, that was because I didn't like him then, but now I like him. So he's beautiful now. He's Texas Ted. Vote for him. That's not what Obama does. Obama has to believe the lie because it's about him. He can't admit that he's just engaging in politics. It's so much more unctuous. It's so much more disgusting when they do it. He also doesn't talk about Rosen. He talks about I, me, mine. And he's rehashing all these old, when I was president, I. But he's fighting old fights, and he is gaslighting Republicans. Please go to every single state, Barack Obama. Go to every state, go to every congressional district, and remind us why we threw you and your entire party out of office. He's even rehashing these scandals of his administration and projecting them onto Trump and denying that he ever did them. Here he is.
It is not a Democratic or a Republican idea that we are not supposed to pressure the Attorney General or the FBI to use the criminal justice system to try to punish political opponents. That's not how America works. That's how some tin pot dictatorship works. That's not supposed to be America.
That's not supposed to be America. I mean, that's how my tin pot dictatorship worked. That's how when I used the IRS to target my opponents, he used these agencies to target his political opponents. First of all, we know that his executive agencies were spying on the Donald Trump campaign, and we're getting more and more information about that day by day. We also know that he selectively prosecuted his critics. He sent Dinesh D'Souza to live with criminals for months and months because he made an extra donation to a friend of his in New York who was never going to win. He broke a law that shouldn't be a law in the first place, and a law that is virtually never prosecuted, or a crime rather that is virtually never prosecuted, and Obama's administration threw the book at him to send a message. Why? Because Dinesh D'Souza made a movie critical of Donald Trump. How about the IRS? I was a member of an organization that was targeted by the IRS. He used his IRS, his tax agency, to intimidate his critics on the right, to intimidate the Tea Party, to intimidate Tea Party organizations. And he's doing that political voice. I can't stand that voice. That I think we're all so sick of it. Donald Trump smashed that with his guttural, screaming, Twitter voice. He has smashed that political voice. You hear him, and it's just so fake. It's so artificial. And this guy is such a failure. His administration failed. It failed on everything. And then President Trump took office. Well, first the Republicans took control of the House and Senate. Then Trump took office, and everything got better. And that's just what happened. And now he's bitter. He's trying to reclaim a legacy. I actually forgot about him. I kid you not. I had not thought about this guy in I don't know how long, because his legacy doesn't matter. It's been dismantled. He systematically lost the entire country for his political party, probably 1,000 seats around the country. And now he's coming back stumping. Good on him. Please don't do it. It's this hypocritical sanctimony that people are so sick of. And he won't admit, he's just stone cold about it. Oh yeah, the DOJ, people shouldn't misuse the executive agencies. But what about, well, no, they shouldn't. Yeah, they shouldn't. It's outrageous. Talk about tin pot dictatorship. First of all, what happened to civility? Remember, they're always calling for civility when they're not, throwing rocks through Republican congressmen's offices, or harassing Mitch McConnell at dinner, or harassing people at their houses, or where their children sleep. They're always talking about civility then. He called our sitting president, a tin pot dictator. And he was always awful this way. His attacks on Bush, I felt, were out of bounds. His attacks on Trump are certainly out of bounds to call him a tin pot dictator. And ironic, because Barack Obama behaved in an authoritarian, autocratic way, much more so than his predecessors, and ironically, much more so than President Trump. We've been told Trump is going to be an autocrat or a tyrant. It just hasn't happened. If anything, he has ceded power back to where it belongs. Before we get into more of this and more of the Democrat midterm advantage, I got to make a little more money, honey, and invite you into my boudoir. Come on in. It's fine. It's very nice. You know I'm talking about Purple Mattress. I love Purple Mattress. It has saved my marriage. I got the California King. This thing is incredible. I was a little skeptical because I'd read it that it said it's firm and soft at the same time, and I didn't know how that was possible. It is possible. It sleeps really cool, and it's not like memory foam. It's got some sort of memory foam in it, but this technology that it has, what is totally original. It was developed by an actual rocket scientist. You're not going to get it elsewhere. You're only going to get this at Purple Mattress, and it's just a different thing. It's not like a spring mattress. It's not like just a foam mattress. It is this different thing, and it is amazing. I have been sleeping great, and you know that I sleep 21, 22 hours a day. Basically, when I'm not in this chair with you, I'm lying in my Purple Mattress rolling around like a puppy. And sweet little Elisa likes it because the Cal King means she can sleep as far away from me as possible. You get a 100-night risk-free trial. If you're not fully satisfied, you can return your mattress for a full refund, backed by a 10-year warranty, free shipping and returns, free in-home setup, and old mattress removal. You're going to love it. Right now, you get a free purple pillow with the purchase of a mattress. These pillows are phenomenal. That's in addition to the great free gifts we're offering site-wide. Just do this right now. Get your phone out, text COVFEFE, C-O-V-F-E-F-E to 474747. That's the only way to get a free pillow. Do it right now. COVFEFE, C-O-V-F-E-F-E to 474747. What is it? COVFEFE to 47, 47, 47. So with all of this, you've got the dueling presidents. President Trump goes out in Texas. He's holding a rally. You got 1,000 people sleeping overnight to get in. Barack Obama holds a rally. Many fewer people, not nearly as big, orders of magnitude less big than the Trump rally. What does that tell us? I don't know. You know, President Trump is the sitting president. He's a much better showman than Barack Obama. We know the historic midterm advantage is pronounced. Barack Obama in 2010 lost 63 seats to the Republicans. That was in his first midterm after his election. Bill Clinton lost 54 seats in 1994 to the Republicans. That isn't nothing. You know, Democrats only need 24 seats to retake the House. Certainly history shows that they could do that. And yet, this is an uncommon election. It's an uncommon president. It's certainly uncommon times, economically speaking. We have virtually no joblessness. The economy is screaming right now. The thing that you also got to remember is that, what was it, 2 years ago, almost to the day, the New York Times predicted with 92% certainty that former future President Hillary Clinton would be elected. 92 Hillary, 8% Donald Trump. What happened? It was a Trump blowout. It was a Trump blowout in the election. So these things can change. The one reason that obviously some of these candidates, because they've gotten angry and they've gotten mad and they've gotten stupid, certain races that Democrats should have won are now almost certainly going to go to Republicans. I'm thinking especially of Heidi Heitkamp up in North Dakota. But the reason I suspect Democrats don't really believe that they've got this huge advantage right now is they're not talking like they're running to win. They're talking like they're just trying to keep whatever advantage they have and just play it really, really safe. And that's not how you win. Here's Nancy Pelosi explaining this to CNN.
If the election were held today, the Democrats would handily win the House. I could only speak in the present tense because you never know in another couple of weeks.
Look how she's hedging. I mean, they learned a lesson after 2016. You remember the New York Times predicted 92% Hillary would win. The New York Times had to apologize because they got that election so wrong. They actually had to apologize to their readers. Nancy Pelosi isn't making predictions because she wants to hedge her bets. I mean, this, by all political patterns, this should be a blowout for Democrats. But it's not looking like a blowout for Democrats. Also, I'm not convinced if the elections were held today that the Democrats would win. I suspect if the elections were held today, Republicans might hold control of the House. We'll see. You know, she's on the trail right now. I mean, she is the leader of the House Democrats, and she's not using winning rhetoric. There are these two differences. When you're playing to win, you are going hard. You are breaking things. You don't want to come in second. You don't have anything to lose. You have everything to gain. The great example of this is the Trump 2016 campaign. He was breaking all sorts of taboos. He was running hard on immigration, which conservatives had been mealy-mouthed on. He was running hard on issues of foreign policy, on issues of foreign trade, things that seemed a little taboo, and he was going after them. And he was going after political correctness, and he wasn't speaking in a politically correct way. The example of playing not to lose, the idea of just playing as safe as you possibly can, is Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney's, well, listen, and he's talking in all these long things that are very boring, and he's constantly apologizing. He won't go after the moderator. Do you remember Candy Crowley lied? The debate moderator, Candy Crowley, lied during the Romney-Obama debate, interrupted the debate, lied on behalf of Barack Obama to millions of people watching. And what did Romney do? He said, and Obama's laughing. He's sitting there, oh, go on, Candy, go on, Governor. And she's in there just lying. And, you know, if Donald Trump had been there, can you imagine what would have happened? He would have blown the roof off the building if she had tried to do something like that. That's the difference. And, you know, playing not to lose is not a great strategy. One, because I don't think it works very well, especially now in our age of 4K televisions and social media. Authenticity is really, really important. Also, I don't think she can really rely on these advantages right now. I don't really see that advantage playing out in the races where people are really drilling down. And since Brett Kavanaugh, all of the momentum has been with the Republicans. So what are they running on now? All they're running on is rhetoric and civility. Rhetoric and civility. This is ironic. There's a Democrat congressional candidate in Pennsylvania. He was having a debate in a synagogue with GOP Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick, and this guy Scott Wallace told the Republican congressman to F off in the sanctuary of a synagogue. But he said, oh no, but civility, civility, rhetoric, civility, rhetoric. They can't even run on civility. They actually can't run on civility. Do you remember, here is Jim Acosta trying to pretend that the Republicans are the violent ones.
I have to tell you, Don, when the president made that joke about Greg Gianforte assaulting Ben Jacobs, I looked over to the crowd. There was one gentleman, a Trump supporter in the crowd, who was doing pro wrestling moves, doing body slam type gestures in the crowd. So the crowd was obviously eating this stuff up, and people wonder whether or not there's a cause and effect, whether or not the president's rhetoric, plants seeds of violence in his own supporters, in his own crowds.
You don't need the president's rhetoric to plant seeds of violence. You don't see seeds of violence in the conservative side. You see two presumably left-wing vandals throwing a gigantic rock through GOP congressional leader Kevin McCarthy's office window. That just happened. That story just broke. You saw that hysterical man baby screeching at Mitch McConnell in the restaurant, saying, well, get out of the country, get out of the hole, please, stop it. You see Maxine Waters calling on Democrats. She's an elected Democrat, calling on her supporters to assault, harass Republicans in the street, at restaurants, where they live, where their children sleep. Eric Holder did the same thing. Hillary Clinton did the same thing. Jim Acosta doesn't talk about that, though, does he? So they can't even run on civility. They can't even run on that. And so they're running vaguely on rhetoric. They're basically just running against the tweets. They're running because they don't like Trump. And I'm telling you, I have been on campaigns that have tried to run against the other guy. I've been on campaigns that have just offered a negative vision. They don't go anywhere. They don't win. Even if the candidate's better than the other guy, they don't win. You have to offer a positive message. You can ding them too. You can go negative. You can hit people. But you have to offer them something. If you're just running against the other guy is going to win because the show is about him. Everybody is talking about him. No press is bad press. If you're just running because he's a bad guy, who are you? Why should I give you my vote? You're just voting for him. So they're making a huge mistake there. The rhetoric thing is the last refuge of desperate politicians. It's playing it safe. It's playing not to lose. Saying, Nancy Pelosi, why should we elect you and the Democrats to take control of the Congress? Because you have to, historically speaking. We're expecting you to, and I'm sorry you asked that question. That's her answer. She doesn't have an answer, because if you give an answer, you're taking a risk. If you give an answer, you have to stand for something. But she doesn't want to. I think, Mitt Romney tried to run the 2012 campaign on not being Barack Obama. He was trying to run it on Obama's economy is bad. I'm the other guy. Elect me. Doesn't work. You've got to run for something. They're not doing that. Even these minor Democrat candidates, these Democrat candidates that we haven't been talking about, are terrible on their rhetoric. If you want to talk rhetoric, the Georgia gubernatorial candidate for the Democrats, Stacey Abrams, they're just about to have a debate down there. They released a photo today of her burning the Georgia state flag. They got a photo of her, I think she was in college, and she's burning the Georgia state flag. And what is this with the Democrats now of candidates running against their states? You saw this with Kyrsten Sinema in Arizona. She's running, all those videos popped up of her saying, yeah, I hate Arizona. Man, I hope your states don't turn out like Arizona. And that's why I want to represent you, Arizona, in the U.S. Senate. Not a great campaign. So I don't know. I mean, a Democrat political operative should take these candidates aside and shake them a little bit, because we couldn't ask for more. It's like when you get a gubernatorial candidate running who burned the state flag and you got a photo of it, it's like she might as well take out a gun and start shooting apple pies in the American flag. I mean, it's insane. And they didn't learn their lesson. This flag issue really matters. People are very offended by this. This is why people don't watch the NFL anymore. This was a major issue. Another one, by the way, that President Covfefe got right, which is it seems like a trivial issue to the people who are, the people who are telling you to stop caring are the ones who say it's a trivial issue. Well, if it's a trivial issue, why do you care so much? Stop doing it. Well, if it's a trivial, it's not. It's a really important issue. And so it's really hitting her. And then then she comes out with this wasn't 20 years ago, this wasn't 25 years ago. This was just on this campaign. Listen to Georgia governor candidate Stacey Abrams talking about who her voter coalition is going to be.
But the thing of it is, the blue wave is African American. Yeah! It's white, it's Latino, it's Asian Pacific Islander. Yes! It is disabled. Yes! It is differently abled. Yes! It is LGBTQ. Yes! It is law enforcement. Yes! It is veterans. Yes! It is made up of those who've been told that they are not worthy of being here. Yes! It is comprised of those who are documented and undocumented. Yes!
Yeah. Wait, what? Wait, what was the last one? LGBT. No, after that one. Documented people. No, before that one. You're saying that your electoral blue wave is comprising illegal aliens. You know that thing that we've been accusing you guys of doing for decades now, and you say it's ridiculous and insane? Your Georgia governor candidate just admitted it. She said, yeah, we're going to round up all those illegal aliens, all the ones that Trump hasn't deported, and we're going to get them to illegally vote for us and put them in the government. Yeah, is that great? And woo, yeah. I mean, those guys, they would applaud for anything in her campaign office. But it's really incredible. A Freudian slip, I think, where you say one thing and mean your mother, because she's probably caught herself here and say, oh no, I misspoke or something. That's what they really mean. And voter fraud is an issue. Don't let anybody tell you it isn't an issue. There's a great book out by Eric Eggers on this called Fraud, which you should read, all the ways that the left tries to steal elections. So I don't know what this is. Is this ignorance, or is this lawlessness, or is this both? Either way, you've got a major Democrat candidate running on some combination of ignorance and lawlessness. No surprise. And they're projecting. I noticed this at Politicon. I know, all the time at Politicon, you would see these left-wing guys. I was on this one panel with a couple left-wingers, and they would interrupt us, the right-wingers, when we were speaking. They would constantly interrupt, mock, cut in, interject. And then the minute that you question something that they were saying, they would say, don't interrupt, stop interrupting, we need to be civil. But you were just the whole, no, now we gotta be, come on, we gotta be civil. They project and they gaslight. I mean, it really is gaslighting. When I saw Barack Obama, I started to get a little PTSD almost, a little PPTSD, political post-traumatic stress disorder. I just thought, it's not one that really affects your emotions. You're just kind of like, gross, gosh, can we move on from that? I thought that era was over. And when Barack Obama says that they're politicizing government agencies, you just think, you did it. And he looks at you stone cold gaslights. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, we didn't. What are you talking? Who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? Who are you going to believe? Here, Dick Durbin is doing exactly this. Dick Durbin, a Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Here's Dick Durbin talking to Chuck Todd.
Why don't you go after Republican leaders the way Republicans go after Democratic leaders?
I don't think it's a message that really carries the day. Voters are listening for both political parties to say something other than a political squabbles underway in Washington.
Is that right, Dick Durbin? Is that they don't want personal attacks, they don't want political squabbles in Washington? Dick Durbin helped lead the character assassination into Brett Kavanaugh. Judiciary Committee Senate Democrat helped lead it. He was a leading voice. Unprecedented character assassination, petty, disgusting, baseless slander. And he's going there, he says, they got to stop attacking people. We got to stop these petty squabbles. This is actually the only thing that they do that genuinely infuriates me, because I hate it. Don't boof on my leg and tell me it's windy. Don't do it, man. Don't tell me it's raining. I understand they have stupid policy ideas. They have some confusion about first principle, whatever. That's fine. I get it. I get the ignorance. I even get the lawlessness. It's just that looking me in the eyes. It's so disrespectful when they do this. And I think voters do it too. They're living in a fantasy right now. They're living in a fantasy that they're conning people anymore. It isn't happening. Talk about living in a delusion. Hillary Clinton was at an event. She was introduced as former Secretary of State and as the real president. Look at how she reacts.
Second, who needs no introduction, is former Secretary of State and presidential candidate Hillary Clinton.
The real president.
She has become that meme of herself, the one where she's in a straitjacket, kind of looking all wild-eyed, and she says, "I'm the president, I'm the real president." And the guards say, "Oh, yeah, sure you are, Hillary. Yep, no, come with us, come with us." That's what she's become. They say, you know, she is the real president. Now, a normal, civilized, sane person who actually cares about our republic would say, "No, I'm not. I'm not the real president. I lost the election. I wish I didn't lose, but I lost. I'm not the president." What does Hillary Clinton do? They say, "She's the real president." She goes, yeah, she takes off on her broomstick. This is a fantasy world they're living in, and voters don't reward fantasies. They don't, not for long. To quote George W. Bush, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. The point is you're not going to fool me again." They don't reward fantasies. They can sit there, and Hillary can say, "I'm the real president," and Chuck Schumer can say, "I'm the real majority leader," and they can say that all day. It isn't true. It doesn't make it so. Even if the Democrats retake the House, even if they get their historical advantage, they need to grapple with reality if they want to rebuild as a party. This is a mission of mercy. I'm giving them free advice. President Trump radically reshaped politics. He really did. At least the political media, at least political communication. He went in and he grappled with reality. Part of that is admitting that you're wrong in the moment. Not that you were wrong 30 years ago, but now you got it right. Admitting that you were wrong in the moment. Donald Trump did this, and it actually irked a lot of conservatives because he said, "Oh, you were wrong about this. You were wrong about this trade deal. You were wrong about this war. You were wrong about this." It was pretty radical. It actually was a real shaking up, and voters rewarded that. They rewarded a guy speaking bluntly and speaking directly and not trying to just make excuses for things that haven't worked out. The Democrats won't do that. They haven't done that. What they're starting to do is they're conveniently admitting that they were wrong about certain things. So they'll say, "Oh, well, yeah, the Clintons, maybe they weren't that great," when it's only convenient for them. I will give you the answer as to how the Democrats can rebuild. But first, you've got to go to dailywire.com. If you're on Facebook and YouTube right now, head on over. If you're on YouTube, we just hit 1 million subscribers on the Daily Wire page. That's pretty cool. I think our show is responsible for what? 875,000 or 950,000 of those. But Ben and Drew also contributed, I think, like 70 or 80 subscriptions. So that, and then Another Kingdom did the rest. So that's good. But I'm glad. Thanks to those guys for helping out, and thanks to everybody for subscribing, getting us to 1 million subscribers. Go over there right now. What do you get? You get so much. I can't even list it anymore. Me, the Andrew Klavan Show, the Ben Shapiro Show. You get Another Kingdom. You get to see it on Mondays. It comes out on Mondays. You get to see it if you're a subscriber. You got to wait for the audio until Friday if you're not a subscriber. But you get this. This is to prepare for the blue wave, the blue tsunami. We have the Leftist Ears Tumblr. It's always getting blue waves. There are always blue ripples, salty blue ripples going through it. And as what we were told was going to be the Democrat takeover of the entire government, as polling shows that it's going to be more of a trickle, if anything at all. Get yours now, because we're going to run out, and then don't come knocking on our door, okay? Don't come. You're going to drown. Go to dailywire.com. We'll be right back.